This is a quick video about taking your work through channels that you've done as a collage. So if I jump into Photoshop, we've got this image here. So at the moment it's on layers. So if I go Control A, it's the same as going select all. Cut it, which is Control X. Same as just going up here and going cut. Beside the layers, you'll have your channels. Click on my channels. I make a new channel, an alpha channel, and then I paste it. Control V or edit, go up here and just go paste. Now the levels, because I want to try and get everything pure black and white. So image under the adjustments, it's Control L is levels. Never play around with the bottom slider. That just kind of pulls in how dark the blacks can go and how white everything can go. The histogram up the top is the one you use. So this points to the whites, so I can bring that in. This is the black, so if I bring the black in, I get this contrast. So I'm trying to make it pure black and white without going too far, because then it'll get pixelated. If I see some areas like grey but everything else looks good, I'll go okay, because I can go over here to the dodge tool, and if I use dodge, and I always have dodge on highlights, 62, so it's a bit lighter, I can just go over those areas and it leaves the blacks alone, but it gets rid of anything lighter. So it can let me run over the image and tidy it up. Areas like this, I can just paint out with white. Use the square bracket keys if you want to make the brush bigger or smaller. Tidy all this up. Control D, get rid of that selection, and it's good to go. So now I can go Control I, which I think is under image adjustments, invert, because it has to be the opposite. This works like a stencil. So when I click the selection tool down here, I can go back to my layers, make a new layer, and I can just fill it with black. If black's my foreground color, I hold down Alt key and go backspace, and that will fill it. Command D with the foreground color. So this is now on transparent, and this will give you a really clean result. Now the thing it lets you do, it's really important, is we can put a new layer underneath, and I can do things where, let's say this is the image for Tangaroa. I can get blue color, and I can just paint behind. So literally like a coloring book. I'm being pretty rough at the moment. I can go in, I can make a new layer, or on the same layer I can just kind of paint in some white behind the teeth here. The other thing as well is if I click on that top layer, the layer that's actually got the image on it, I can lock it, so that locks the transparency, and I can actually paint a color. So what I'll do is I'll swap this around and I'll pick a darker blue. I can actually paint the black in, so I'm changing the color of that black. If I go out here, you'll see it having that effect. So it's this color painted over the black. So I can paint the black image with transparency. I can I can color behind it. I can control it to a very high level. Something weird, a bit bonkers with the paint, so I'll get a darker color, and again just painting over that image, keeping some areas darker, some areas lighter, and painting in between it. So this is fundamentally the way that you want to take a black and white image into Photoshop through the channels to be able to work with it.